Putting someone in front of the back four in order to protect them is becoming more and more common in this sport. And that's why in today's video we're going over how to play CDM in soccer. Hey, what's up guys? It's Dave here from SimplySoccer. We're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And on this channel, we release daily soccer tips, technique, and training videos, all designed to help you do just that. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any new videos or live streams that we do. Having a great center defensive midfield player in your team can make a world of difference. Just ask Conte, who now plays at Chelsea and played for Leicester last season. So in today's video, I'm just going to give you some tips on how you can be a more effective CDM. So tip number one is probably one of the most important ones, and it's have discipline. Center defensive mids are asked to break up plays, sit in front of the back four, keep the ball moving, and essentially be that kind of barrier before the ball gets anywhere near the back line. However, if you lose your discipline, move out of position, get too far forward, this all falls apart. You don't want to leave your team vulnerable. I mean, you're being put in there specifically to shore up the defense, to make it more solid back there, and to break up play. So don't be someone who goes forward when they shouldn't. Don't be someone who loses their discipline. Have positional discipline along with regular discipline, meaning make sure you're in the right positions to break up play, block passing lanes, and essentially be there to shield your back four. Again, how often do you see Conte and Busquets getting forward for their teams? Sure, they might every now and then, but it's very rare. Second is you need to have a high work rate. Now this may seem obvious, but again, if you look at some of the best CDMs in the world, past and present, you'll notice some of them are the hardest working players on the field at any given moment. Take a look at Conte again. One of the reasons people love him and one of the reasons he's so effective at his position is because he's everywhere. He's running all over the pitch. His work rate is incredible. He makes it impossible for attackers to make decisions because he's on them in a flash. And you need to have a similar work rate if you want to be very effective in this position. So if you play center defensive mid and your work rate isn't exceptional, not just good, but exceptional, that is something you definitely need to look at and work on. Tip number three is play simple and play for the team. I'm going to level with you for a second. Usually the center defensive midfield position does not get all the plaudits of the advanced positions like striker, wingers, center attacking mid and all that, but you have to be okay with that. Realize that you are a very important component in a team, but you're not always going to be getting the praise, you're not always going to be getting the MVP awards, you're not always going to be seen as the best player on the team. But a good CDM doesn't care about that. They have pride in the team winning. They have pride in the team doing well, and they know that if they stick to their job, that it's way more likely that their team will succeed. So recognize that it's team first, especially with your position. It's not a position to be selfish in. The next thing I would also recommend is to play simple. You are not going to be asked to really beat too many players one-on-one, play Hollywood balls, or score goals. You are going to be asked to break up plays and essentially make the opposition's time in the match a living nightmare. When you do win the ball, focus on retaining possession and getting the ball to your creative players as quickly as possible, but again, keep it simple. You do not want your center defensive midfield player losing the ball. Number four is you need to be a good tackler and someone who can win the ball. I mean, this is one of the most fundamental skills that comes with this position. There are really no good CDMs who can't tackle. They can all win the ball, they can all do it effectively, and they can all time their tackles impeccably. So start working on your ability to take the ball cleanly from attackers or from opponents, because it's no good giving away a bunch of fouls as well. As a CDM, you're going to be asked to make tackles around your 18-yard box a lot, and if you're giving free kicks away all the time around there, it's just going to hurt your team. So work on your tackling, and the next tip we're about to go over is actually going to help you with this by so much. And lastly, tip number five, and we touched upon it a little bit earlier, but is have great positioning. Defending mainly comes down to positioning. If you're in the right positions, it makes it easier for you to intercept the ball, tackle the ball, and win the ball. By getting this part of your game right, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble, because if you're caught out of position, you're always going to be playing catch up. But if you're in a solid position, it's going to take something usually a little bit special, intricate, or just a really good play from the opposition to get past you. As a center defensive mid, we already went over discipline, and positional discipline, which we touched upon earlier, is incredibly important. You can't be out of position that often, and you need to know where you need to be on the pitch in different situations, because it's going to allow you to break up play easier. It's going to allow you to win the ball much more easily as well. Again, I'm going to use Conte as an example because he is amazing at this. And if you want an idea of this, just look at some highlight videos of Conte, watch his positioning, and watch when he goes in for balls and holds off. Watch what he does in the games, because his positional sense allows him to get that step on the defender, or allows him to block the path that attackers are trying to go through. All right, guys, so these are just 5 tips that I really think that center defensive mids should be thinking about, and 5 things that center defensive mids should be applying to their game. We will do a more positional video, tactical video for center defensive mids, where I kind of show you what positions you need to be in, how to block off passing lanes and things like that. But for now, make sure you keep these 5 tips in mind and work on the areas you know you need improvement in. All right, guys, so the question of the day is, out of all the things I went over, if you're a center defensive mid, or even if you're not a center defensive mid, which is the one you need to work on the most, and how are you going to start working on it? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this video with your friends and teammates, you like it, and you subscribe if you're new. Like always, I will have 2 videos come across the screen so you can continue to keep learning. I'll have another video out tomorrow at 5 p.m. And remember, this is Simply Soccer, where we're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video.